But what was the process of coming up with those promos?
Well, it wasn't much. It was just the idea to antagonize the audience, and what better way than saying that they're filthy Southerners, that have hygiene problems. It seemed very natural. We just start laughing about this stuff. Oh, we can't say that. Oh, yeah, let's do it. Well, by the time we went down to Memphis, and by the way, by now, Andy's trying to get in contact with this Jerry the King Lawler, who's not returning his phone call. So we begin to get a little worried about this, because Jerry Lawler is now going to the press saying, that I take wrestling seriously. We don't like this guy making a mockery of it by wrestling women or thinking it's fake. I'm going to really wrestle the guy. So me and George Shapiro, his manager, keep saying to him, Andy, I said, boy, you better get on this. This guy. And Andy would say, oh, no, he's a pro. Trust me. We'll talk it out. And this is like months in advance. No call from Jerry Lawler. We'll take the call. Won't return the call. So finally we get down to Memphis. The first thing we know is we get down to the hotel where we were supposed to stay. Walk in there. They said, you can't stay here. I say, we're very sorry, Mr. Kaufman, but we've had bomb threats. People very, very, they really were upset. Really upset.
Oh, yeah.
This stuff was,
Because back in the 1980s...
You believed it?
Yeah, it was...
There was none of this McMahon stuff now. No, it was done for real.
And Memphis was... Memphis and Louisiana, all the deep south, the middle of the south, was the apex of wrestling believability at the time.
Oh, yes.
The show,
absolutely right.
The Saturday show with Lance Russell.
Yeah, Ed Russell, yeah.
It had like an 80 share. It would beat out Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, it was huge. And so we didn't know how upset we had gotten people. And then now the match is the next night, and Lawler will not take the call. George is getting kind of like, hey, I think you're going to get hurt here. This guy's going to look to make a name for himself by breaking your fucking neck. And Andy is beginning to get a little nervous. So the promoter calls, and Andy says, look, the guy is not calling. He says, Andy, do this. Tomorrow morning, we have the wrestling show. Jerry's going to be here. I won't tell him you come into the studio. You'll talk to him face. And he said, oh, this is great. But you have to get up early. And Andy didn't like getting up early, especially if he had to do a performance rehearsal that night.